I'm Dr. Steve Boyes. I run an organization called the Wild Bird Trust, work with National Geographic as a fellow.
My name is John Hilton. I'm the Regional Project Director for the National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project. I take care of all of the sort of operations, day-to-day operations of this project in all three countries, so Angola, Namibia and Botswana.
Here in Angola, what we're doing is exploring the remotest parts of Moshiko and Kwandu-Kubangu provinces. Now, what we have found is something we call the Okavango Zambezi water tower. Now, think about this. This is the sources of the Zambezi, the Okavango, the Kwandu Chobe, and the Kwanza River all come from one place in Angola. One place that previously was not documented and explored or surveyed. Now, as a result, we have discovered 29 new species to science, nowhere else in the world, hundreds of species not known to live in these forests. Now, what makes these forests so special is they are the water source for these great rivers. They have sustained them for not just hundreds of years, but thousands of years. We have discovered ancient source lakes surrounded what we call stratified peat deposits. Now, peat deposits are a soil type that holds 25 times its dry weight in water, so it's a giant sponge. So this forest sends this water into these lakes, into the peat deposits, holds it and releases it into these rivers throughout the year at the same rate, no matter what the rain is doing. That creates stability. So now the Kwanza is stable because of this. The Okavango, the Zambezi, these great rivers are sustained by this water tower in Angola.
We have about 110 people that have worked on this project since 2015. Of those, the Angolan component would be in the region of 35 people, so just about 1/3 of our survey team.
This is the last intact water tower in Africa. All the other ones are gone. Lake Volta is drying because the West African water towers have been destroyed, deforested. Lake Chad is drying because that water tower is gone. The Mara River in the Serengeti, drying and flash flooding because the water tower has been destroyed. Angola, unfortunately, because of the war, still has this pristine water tower. Within the water tower is the largest remaining piece of subtropical forest in Africa, intact, untouched. Now, inside this forest, we have met people that have been isolated due to the war for over 43 years. No contact. Now we're starting to see them interacting with people on motorbikes, these cheap Chinese motorbikes they're bringing in, and starting to learn about the Western world, starting to learn about what's happening in the government. We have brought some government officials in from the Ministry of Environment to meet them so we can start those stakeholder meetings, understanding what these people want to do with this land that they have protected for so many years.
But from a scientific point of view, it piques the interest of the whole scientific community in that there is still places on this planet that harbour all of these undiscovered species. And we hope that it will drive the re-establishment of local Angolan capacity for scientific analysis and discovery. There were a lot of fantastic institutes here in Angola in the past, in Wambo, in Huila province, in Lubango, herbariums and laboratories for analysis of everything from soils to actual species, insects. So we'd like to see Angola be able to build the capacity to have local Angolan scientists working alongside international teams to continue these discoveries in these landscapes.
We had managed to get into the source lake, the undocumented source lake of the Quito River. It took us 5 months to find the way in through active minefields with the Halo Trust. Now we get to the source lake. No one knew it was there. No expert knew it was there. This grand, beautiful lake. Now we launch in our dugout canoes, mokoros. The only way, there's no roads here that are safe. So we get into these boats, the canoa, and we start going down. For 1 month, we see no signs of any human beings. Nothing. I'm getting worried. So on about the day 29, 28 of this expedition, having seen no people, I went for a run. I just ran away. I went looking for people. Found tracks, and then she found some women they were washing cassava and fishing. They ran away screaming from me. but I knew where they were, so I brought the female participants from Angola to meet with them. And they told us that Soba and Hangu is off 10 miles this way, 10 kilometers. So we went and hiked to meet this man and his community. Now, he was too old to speak, but his young sons could speak some Portuguese. These are the Luchazi people. They have no dictionary. We're making a dictionary for them. And they related a story of complete isolation for 43 years. They had hidden themselves between the Quanafal and the Kwitu rivers. 2 bridges had been blown up in 1972, and they had decided to stay here and not go look outside. And it was only the last few years that their local people from other villages had started to find them again. Because the other people that we had met, later on, they said, yes, Ndongo is there now. But for many years, we thought he had disappeared. We thought they were dead. So it's a great privilege to meet these people of the wilderness, these people of these incredible forests, these people who have heritage rights to that land. And we as a project, the National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project, work to protect their rights in partnership with the Angolan government. It is so important, their heritage, our heritage, Angolan heritage, and water security for the whole of Southern Africa, really. This is such an important project, such an important initiative, supported, thankfully, by the President of Angola and the government of Angola. We feel privileged to be working here. We were worried that when we find some people there, they may have guns, they may be defensive, they may think that we're dangerous, and it's the opposite. This is an experiment in the way human beings should really be, our natural state, because in the wilderness, just think about it. If your crop fails and your neighbor is not your best friend, then you're going to die, you will starve. So that whole community is about love and peace and community, and they treated us the same way. They will only give you a gift and not demand anything back. It is always that way. That way, I want you to be my friend. And that was the feeling we got. It was not out of fear, it was out of the natural impulse to be a companion, to be a friend. And it is inspiring. We will do anything in our power to protect those people, to celebrate those people as Angolans that have been isolated for a long time due to a war.
In terms of what I feel the special aspect of this project is the scientific discoveries, which will really allow us to bring data not only to Angola but to the region, the whole Okavango Basin, the 3 countries that make it up, to allow them to make informed decisions around tourism development, around conservation development, and really just use empirical scientific data to inform decision making at a government level across multiple departments, multiple ministries.
Many people here in Luanda will say that, I don't know if there's lions left or elephants in Angola, don't even know if there's wildlife in Angola. We have found it all out there in these isolated forests. We have found new populations of cheetah and wild dog. We found the elephants all the way up there. Many people in Angola do not know that the largest elephant, largest animal ever seen alive on land was from this part of Angola. It is now in Washington, D.C. It's called the Fenikovi elephant. One day we'll bring that elephant back. I believe we have found the tracks of those giant elephants in Angola, the biggest animals alive on the planet. That is in these forests. Now, our expedition coming up now is called on the Kwandu River. It's the Kwandu River Mega Transect. We launched that in 1 month's time. We will be going 2,000 kilometers from the top of Angola all the way into Botswana. On that expedition, we will find these elephants, and we'll report that back to the president, telling him that he has the largest elephants on the continent, the largest elephants in the world, the largest living land animals on the planet. I can say that there is global interest around to come to Angola. I took a ship from Cape Town to Marrakesh with 100 guests, and I would say more than half of them were on that ship to come to Lobito to say that they've been to Angola. There is great interest to come to Angola. If we have maybe 2 more years of good media, good articles explaining to the world that Angola is opening, visas are changing, they will come. We must create conditions for that here in Angola. What we are doing in those landscapes there is we'll bring our first group of investors to help build tourism there. I see great potential. I was the managing director of Africa Geographic. I worked for Wilderness Safaris for many years. I know the tourism industry. I know what works. And what I've seen out there is better than what is in Botswana. It will, in 20 years' time, in 10 years' time, be something magical, something good for this economy, something good for the people there. This place used to be known, that part of Angola used to be known as the living room of Africa. That is where the great safaris were. In 1961, National Geographic wrote an article, 40 pages in the magazine, about Angola. It was called Angola, Unknown Africa. It was about these hunting safaris, about the Fenikovi elephant. They were dreaming about this incredible country as this grand tourism destination. And then in 1961, things changed in Angola. Things stopped happening there. The War of Independence and then the Civil War. And it's been on pause up until now. But now over this period from 1961 through until now to 2002, we've seen the world change. Wildlife tourism is different, it's much bigger. The global conservation movement has got a lot of money to invest in Angola and in these opportunities. So Angola, what everyone else did in 40 years, Angola can do in 10, I tell you that. And we must not worry, we don't need to go and find the animals in Namibia or Botswana or Zimbabwe and bring them here in trucks. They are here. They just need to be safe and protected. And that has to happen now, very urgently now, because we are seeing young people going out there, entrepreneurs, businessmen with shotguns, they're shooting animals, bushmeat trade. They are killing them now. They're slowly more and more. My team, we've made access routes in there. We've done the landmine surveys. We've made them safe. People are coming in. The people are starting to come in, as they should. The people living there want money for their children, for medicine, for all different things. So we need to create opportunity for them. We need to protect those landscapes before we lose this wildlife that is still there. And everything is still there. Lions, beautiful lions we found. Big black-maned lions. Leopards everywhere. Elephants. We haven't found the rhinos, but we will. We'll find them.